Park Soo-Keun and His Artistic Legacy by Sophia Sieli. You never know what impact you'll make in the world. Although being a professional artist was never his original intention or plan, Korean artist Park Soo-Keun became known for his unique textured paintings that depicted the daily life of Koreans from the early to mid 20th century, emphasizing the harsh political and social climate of Korea during this time. Park grew up in an impoverished home with his family in Yanggu County of Korea, and he had always significantly struggled financially during the Japanese colonial period, him and his family. After graduating from Yanggu Public School as a teenager, Park decided to teach himself painting as a form of making money to help his family's financial difficulties. And mind you, he was not even able to afford traditional art materials, hence why he used textured materials that were unusual for the time. Although he only started painting for financial needs, it was not until he saw one of the French artists, Jean-Francois Millet's painting, Les Angeles. The style and emotion behind this painting really inspired him to pursue art more and take it further as a career, with his own style, of course. It was not until 1932, when he released his first iconic piece of art called Spring is Gone, that won him an award at the 11th Annual Chosen Art Exhibition in Seoul and 8 more exhibition prizes throughout the following years. He eventually moved around and ended up staying in Pyongyang, North Korea, where he continued to grow his art career. While he was undoubtedly influenced by Jean-Francois's artistic style and themes, he was also greatly inspired by granite Buddhist sculptures, pagodas, and unearthed Goguryeo tomb wall paintings while living in Pyongyang. This led to his new creative and innovative approach to art that made his work look stone-like. Using different textured surfaces that were cut up in small geometric shapes with bold lines and muted colors, his work became more and more identifiable, and his technique became representative of this unique style. One of Park's notable artworks is his powerful oil on canvas piece called Tree and Two Women, created in 1962. In this piece, we see in the center a naked, bare, and dead dark tree with no life living or growing on it. On both sides of the tree are two women, one with a child in her arms and one holding what looks like a wooden bucket of some sort, to maybe hold water or their belongings. The painting is entirely dark, with gray, black, and brown as the only colors, so clearly there's no sign of brightness here. Park created this after the Korean War that took place from 1950 to 1953. It was meant to represent the aftermath of the war and the livelihood of the people in Korea at the time. With so many men dead and hurt after the war, it was no surprise to see a surplus of widowed women, mothers, and children that were forced to bear the weight of Korea's reconstruction all by themselves. The dark colors and bareness of the tree gives a gloomy atmosphere and represents the people, especially these women and children, who endured poverty, illness, and overall harsh change and adversity from the war. Despite their hardships, they remain strong and monumental figures of Korea's post-war transformation. Viewers can clearly recognize the importance, the role that these women took on, and that was exactly Park's goal. Emphasizing and illustrating the lives of these ordinary people was another theme influenced by the French artist Millet that Park appreciated and definitely took inspiration from. Park certainly left a mark on Korean art history. This piece, Tree and Two Women, is now found and displayed in the Metropolitan Museum Art Gallery located in New York City. Many of his works can be found scattered around the globe in various art galleries, exhibitions, and museums, and while many of his works are on display, a lot of them have also been sold to people as well. He even has his own art museum to honor his works and life located where he grew up in Yanggu. You can find famous collections of his there at the Park Soo-Keun Museum. Park's style certainly left a strong mark on Korean culture, reminding the world of historical Korean events and the strength Koreans, especially the women, have had throughout all their country's battles and hardships throughout the 20th century. His works go beyond traditional painting styles, and he instead created new innovative art forms, practices, themes, and ideas for all to interpret and even try themselves. In fact, many artists of all forms after him took inspiration from his thematic depictions. One even being the renowned novelist Park Wan-soo, who directly took inspiration from his Tree and Two Women when writing her own debut novel, The Naked Tree, released in 1970. There is no doubt his legacy lives on. From the start of his career to the end, Park clearly proved to the world that you don't always need to follow the safe, traditional path to succeed or leave a positive mark on the world. From growing up poor and never having any intentions on pursuing a full art career with proper education to eventually using unconventional art techniques to speak on bold, controversial, and disturbing events of history, he was able to represent Korea and its people as a tough, powerful nation, even after their major historical adversities. I would definitely recommend looking more into Park's artwork and life experiences as he goes beyond our societal norms in more than just one way. And that is all I have for today. Thank you for listening.